What the Heck Do I Know presents PM Update with Leah and Mia. And now your host, Leah. Hello and welcome to the What the Heck Do I Know PM Update. I'm Leah. Tonight on Lifestyle Quest we have another story time. Tonight, Mia narrates the story of the boy who wanted to be a human. A fairy tale take on the 10 rules for being human as written by Dr. Cherie Carter-Scott. Please stay tuned. I really enjoy making these videos for you, and if you get value out of them or just enjoy watching, please hit like, subscribe, and feel free to leave me a comment. Welcome back to Lifestyle Quest. As promised, Mia is here to tell us the tale of the boy who wanted to be human, a story of a young man whose chance encounter on the road with a hag changed the course of his life. Once upon a time, there was a young man named Sebastian. He lived in a village with his family and was bitter because he was ugly. His nose was too long, his ears were too big, and his legs were too short. Tired of being laughed at for his appearance, he decided to leave his village to look for a place where he could be left alone. Early one morning, he put a few belongings in a bag and headed west. Not long after he begins his journey, Sebastian comes upon an old hag on a narrow part of the road. "Out of the way, hag," he yells at her, pushing her to the side, disgusted by her appearance. The old woman grew in size and pointed a bony finger at him, saying, "You need to learn some manners, young man," and turned him into a monkey. "What have you done to me?" he exclaimed. "Please, kind woman, I have learned my lesson. Please turn me back, and I will be on my way." The old woman considered this and agreed to return him to his previous form, if he learned the rules for being human. Sebastian assured her that he would, without knowing how he would do it, but was glad to have his old body back, as much as he hated it. Being a monkey was way worse. "You have 1 week to learn these 10 rules, young man, or you will return to a monkey." And with that, she flew away. 1 week to learn 10 rules, he thought? He didn't even know what they were. But he thought, she is gone now, and I can put it out of my mind for a bit. Sebastian went to the inn, where he met a very short woman with big ears like him. Unlike him, she was kind and offered to let him work for room and board if he helped with whatever needed doing. Remembering his meeting with the hag, he was kind in return, gratefully accepting the exchange. Sebastian slept in the stables and was awoken every time a new guest arrived in the night, no matter how many hours he had worked during the day. The first night he didn't mind so much, but on the second he realized he was no happier here than he had been at home. He even missed his family a little. On the third day he had to help with guests who laughed at his ears and stature. The first time they made fun of him, Sebastian answered back rudely. The inn owner cuffed him for it and told him if it happened again, he would be out on his very large ears. The young woman was always kind, though, and told him to try a different approach. So he tried different responses that day to stay out of trouble. The better to hear you with had guests responding by laughing with him rather than at him. On the fourth day, Sebastian helped in the kitchen. Sebastian didn't know anything about kitchen work. Sometimes he broke dishes or spilled garbage. The cooks would yell at him and the owner would cuff him, but the young woman was always kind. Eventually, he learned not to break and spill things, and the others were nicer then. On the 5th and 6th days, the inn was very busy, and Sebastian helped with everything. He still made some mistakes, but he got better at it all, and even found himself being nice for no reason at all to some of the guests. On the 7th day, Sebastian worked on the siding. This was his favorite day so far. No one bothered him all morning. When he took a break at lunch, he remembered the old hag and became sad. He still didn't know what the 10 rules were. He hadn't learned anything besides not breaking dishes, If she found him, he would be living the rest of his life as a monkey. The young woman, seeing him deep in thought, asked what was wrong. He told her the story of the hag and curse, sad because he didn't want to live as a monkey, and sure that he would since he had not learned the rules. "I know the 10 rules," said the young woman. Rule 1. You will receive a body. Rule 2. You will learn lessons. Rule 3. There are no mistakes, only lessons. Rule 4. A lesson is repeated until learned. Rule 5. Learning lessons does not end. Rule 6. There is no better than here. Number 7. Others are merely mirrors of you. 8. What you make of your life is up to you. 9. Your answers lie inside of you. 10. You will forget all this. "But I haven't learned any of these things," said Sebastian. "Haven't you?" replied the young woman. "You are no longer angry at comments over your ears. Haven't you accepted them? You think you made mistakes while you were working in the kitchen, but really you were learning lessons. And then you learn new lessons. You even learned to be nice when someone wasn't nice to you first, so perhaps you are making what you want of your life by deciding to be kind." "I don't know about the other things. Only you can answer whether you have learned those," she said. Sebastian stopped to think. "I think you're right about making what I want of my life. I did learn that there isn't any place better than the village and family I left behind, and I do miss them. I was mean to the hag because she was ugly like me, but you are also short with big ears, and because you were kind, I wanted to be kind as well. I did not like how angry I was all the time." "I am not sure if the old woman will come to find me or not," Sebastian told the young woman. "But whatever happens, after today I will no longer be able to help around the inn. Either I will be a monkey, or I will return home to my own village and family." "I understand," she said, and got up and turned into the hag. Frightened, Sebastian moved back. "Don't be afraid, my boy. I have watched you this past week, and I believe you have learned enough for now. You still have many lessons to cover in this lifetime, but at least now you will be willing to learn them." And she poked him with her bony finger. Sebastian left for home the next morning, grateful that he got to be a boy again, for the lessons he learned, and happy to be seeing his family again. The end. Thank you, Mia, for sharing that story with us. Sebastian sure changed a lot in his week away from home, and I don't mean by turning into a monkey. And he's far better off than when he started his journey. That's all for What the Heck Do I Know PM Update with Leah and Mia and our Lifestyle Quest segment for this week. Thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow night on our next episode of PM Update. Good night. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I love seeing comments too, especially if you have a topic you would like me to cover.